Hey guys, I'm back again. Today is Wednesday, March 10th, and I was just watching a piece in the Syrian civil war. 10 years now, it's the 10-year anniversary of that war, and they're going over the um, what it costs to have a civil war. And the reason I'm bringing this up because a lot of what we've experienced in America in the last since Donald Trump's presidency and coming out of Donald Trump's presidency was sort of a Fox civil war where you have 77 million people voted for Trump and 80 million people voted for Biden. And that's almost 50-50 split of people with different opinions on how America should go forward. Easy Tinder for a civil war. Kinder for a civil war, something that could spark off, two sides, 50% split in one country with different ideas of how the country should move forward. And I know a lot of Trump supporters on January 6th, that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted a civil war that they thought they could win. That the goal of the war they wanted was to put Trump back in office. Trump himself, I'm sure he wanted that as well, but he didn't want to get his hands dirty in that civil war. But the cost of that war in Syria, 60% unemployment in that country. Everyone in that country that's still alive have someone in their family or friend that died as a result of that war. Just this is crazy. 60% of the so many people died. They're saying 60 to 80% of the population left in Syria is like under the age of 30. It's just like kids. Just insane how many people died. And then you have the impact of coronavirus, compounding a war. So that's the importance of what I say, diplomacy and rational discussions instead of like storming the Capitol or spreading lies and propaganda about your political opponents, which is what Donald Trump did for 4 years. There's a cost to these things, and I always say in all my videos that I've done on this channel is that take responsibility for your actions and know the actions that you take on Monday, you have a price to pay for it by the end of the week, by Friday or Wednesday or Tuesday. There will be a cost to the things you do, right? If you're Gina Carano talking about Nazis and Jewish people and comparing that to your plight as a Republican voter, there's going to come a price to pay for saying such a thing, and own up to it, right? If saying that thing gets you fired, say, I said it, I got fired. Maybe I feel like I'm wrong because I got fired for it, but don't go blaming Disney for firing you. Don't go blaming Kathleen Kennedy. Don't appeal to these right-wing people to say I'm being canceled because I said what was on my mind, right? I could say what was on my mind. I could say anything that's on my mind, but I have to be responsible for what I say because I live on a planet with 8 billion other people. And if I say something that offends a half of those 4 billion people or 1 billion people, I have to answer to them. I have to say why I said what I said at the time I said it. If it hurts that group of that population of people, I have to be responsible and own up for that. And I've seen that lacking on the other side. I know I'm a Democrat. I know I vote Democratic, but I'm moderate. I'm in the middle. All right. If tomorrow Biden does something stupid, I might vote Republican in 4 years. Right. If the Republican Party finally comes up with a plan for going forward, right, not going backwards, but going forward, I might vote Republican. All right. That's how I am. But I'm not seeing anything on that side of that Republican Party. Right. Ted Cruz goes away to Cancun. Right. During Texas crisis a month ago, and the first thing he does is lies. My daughter wanted to go on a trip. Oh, my wife wanted me to go for a trip. Oh, I had a chaperone them. I was coming right back. Oh yeah, I didn't really do that. I was gonna stay the week, but then I wasn't keen on the optics of how it looked to other people, so I came back right away. He lied, and didn't even fess up to it, right? And that's not taking responsibility. If I want to go on vacation whilst my house is on fire, my neighborhood is on fire, or my neighbors need my help, and I'm going to Cancun with my wife and my kids, I'm going to be like, yo, dude, I wanted to go on vacation. I worked all throughout the year last year. I didn't get to go on vacation. I had to go on vacation. We had the tickets booked, whatever. Say what it is. I know it's wrong. I know I'm sorry for doing the vacation, but I did it. It's my idea. It's my fault. Right? How hard is that? Right? But he lies about it and continues to lie. I'm sure if you ask him today about it, there's going to be a new lie. And that's what the Republican Party is about. They don't own up to their actions, right? And that's kind of the thing. When you look at Syria and you look at what's happening there, how dangerous is it to have leaders like that, where they could do something and lie about it, and then their lie is somehow the truth because they're telling it. And you have this like concept of white is always right, or A is always right. It's never going to be wrong. You can't live like that. You have to have dynamics in your politics, dynamics in your life, where if it's raining tomorrow, you go out with an umbrella. If it's sunny and wet the day after that, you don't use an umbrella, right? Life is always changing. The environment is always changing. You have to roll with it, right? You can't be static in your mindset, static in your politics, static in whatever party you're loyal to. You have to roll with it, move, right? And the reason I'm also talking about that is that the stimulus package that Biden and pushed forward was actually being pushed forward by Trump. And not much has changed to the bill that Trump was trying to push forward in December. But a lot of Republicans, all of a sudden, I know initially it was Mitch McConnell and a few Republicans were against it when Trump was trying to do it. And that's like one of the only things in the 4 years of Trump presidency where we, as Democrats, we're like looking at Trump like, oh, I hope he wins. I hope he wins. And, working class people get money that they need. And Trump, he didn't win out in that, but Biden's winning out in that. But these Republicans are still against it. But now they're against it because they can't vote with Biden. They can't give Biden a victory before the midterm elections, right? Because, if Biden gets this and Americans are happy, this is what people voted for, right? People voted for this. We're dying. COVID is killing us. COVID is costing us jobs. But Republicans don't want to fix that. They rather like have us suffer so that they could win the next election, right? And in addition to that, they want to cancel or create these voting laws to restrict people from voting. I've never heard of that, right? And I think Joe Biden said it best, right? And this is what a great leader does, right? He was asked about these voting laws that Republicans are trying to push in their states and counties to restrict people that don't have ID or maybe don't have a job or maybe work 2 jobs and can't show up to the polls on time or need to vote by mail or elderly. They want to restrict and stop all that, right? You have to be white, rich, have a lot of time in your hands to go line up and vote, right? That's who they want to vote, right? They want anyone else voting. And Biden said it best. His response to that was like, I want everyone to vote. If you have good ideas and good politics, you have nothing to worry about people voting, right? You have nothing to worry about. Let the people vote. You have good ideas. You have good things to say. A good plan for your constituents, for your county, for your local jurisdiction, and you're a politician. You want to lead these people. Let them vote. Why would you want them not to vote if you want to lead them and want to bring them forward into the future and help them? Why would you not want people to vote? I don't understand that. And that's the Republican way. They don't want people to vote. I don't understand that concept. It's just weird to me. And that's just wrapping this up. Like, it's just the state of the world today we live in a post-Trump America, but also the world is also living in this post-Trump America, and where I don't think they trust us anymore. So I had this guy on my channel yesterday. I commented on my cancel culture thing. I guess this cancel culture thing is a big deal. Piers Morgan left the show or got fired from his show ITV in Britain yesterday, simply because of what he said about Meghan Markle. I don't know Piers Morgan. I don't know much about Meghan Markle, but it comes out that they went on a date, and Piers Morgan said he put her in a cab, and the cab took Meghan to a party that Prince Harry was at, and that's how they met. And Meghan never called Piers Morgan back, but for the last 4 years or 5 years, whatever it was, Piers Morgan's been talking bad about Meghan Markle, and now I know why. And he continues to talk bad. I don't believe her, and that's exactly the point of cancel culture. And not that I don't know Piers to say he deserved to get canceled or whatever happened to him, but one of the BBC interviewed a professor on this thing, and the person interviewed said, the first he says, well, it's funny how the people that's so against cancel culture are doing it on TV and YouTube and Twitter and places where they have a voice, and you could hear them complain about cancel culture. So they're not really canceled, right? So it's just stupid that's for him to say I'm being canceled on live TV surrounded by 20 reporters, like with the mic at, he went up for a cup of tea in the morning and all the reporters around him saying, what's going on, Piers? What's going on? And he's saying, they're canceling me. I don't have a voice anymore. And he's talking into the mics of like all the news outlets in the UK and the world, because I'm seeing it too. So who's canceling his voice, right? He did it to himself. You make a stupid comment about someone else. And I don't want to say stupid. That's kind of like, it's not explaining it. It's like a comment where I'm a victim of something and I go to the police station and I say, I got robbed. Some kids took my my AirPods, or some guy took my AirPods in a subway or in a train, and I'm filing a police report. And as I'm filing a police report, some random dude walks in and said he's lying. And just walks by and says he's lying. I don't believe a word he's saying. Who's this dude? Oh, some guy I knew from in high school that we played football against, and I got a touchdown with this guy like 20 years ago in high school. So he doesn't like me. So he says, oh, Olaf is lying. Don't believe a word he's saying. And he keeps walking. That's exactly what this Piers Morgan person is doing to Meghan Markle. It's not his place to say what she experienced in Buckingham Palace. Was he with her? No. Was he with the Queen? Was he with in the firm, in the royal family? No. Let the Queen say that. Let people in the royal family, the royal household say that, right? But for Piers Morgan to be saying that, and then not only saying that, but putting down this person, is just wrong. And I'm not even gonna get into Meghan Markle's dad. That's just a weird one. California is racist, but the British family isn't. I don't know. That's just funny to me. Anyway, guys, this is a soft one. I didn't really go hard into anything specific, but I just wanted to talk about you make choices in life, and this is one thing I learned as a grown-up, independent from my education, is that, and my parents kind of brought me up, but my mom especially, is like when you make a decision and you make a choice, you have to be prepared for that consequences. Sort of like having money in the bank. If you're gonna go into a car dealership and you want to buy a car, you have to be prepared to have the money to pay for the car, right? You want the car, you want things, you want to say something, but you have to be prepared to cash that check or pull that wallet out and pay for the things you want. If you want to talk about Nazis and Jewish people in a weird way that compares you as a Trump voter, you have to be prepared to cash that check when people come saying like, what the hell, like what's going on here? So just man up. And that's the thing I'm saying. It's like man up. Like I teach that to my kids now. If my son does something, my daughter does something, I'm like, I know it looks bad, and mommy, daddy gonna be mad at you, but just admit it and move on. Tomorrow's gonna be Wednesday. Tomorrow's gonna be Thursday. It's just you move on, right? It's not the end of the world because of this. Man up and move on. Ted Cruz should have done that. Donald Trump should have done that 1,000 times during his presidency. Joe Biden's already doing it now in stuff that's going on. He's taken responsibility for coronavirus, responsibility for 500,000 people died. You would think they died under Biden, the way Biden is responding to this. And that's exactly the example of what I mean, right? Biden could have came into the White House and said, oh, it's all Trump's fault. I'm just going to kick back for 4 years and chill and give you guys money, whatever. Biden came in there with no plan for the vaccine. The vaccine playbook was just empty. Actually, no, I'm going to put this in another video because there's a lot of people that's still putting Biden down for whatever reason, I don't know. But just think about that. Think about what a leader is and what taking responsibility for your action is versus not, and lying about it and then making that lie like some sort of weird truth.